So can a pizza a week really make a difference, and what impact does that actually have, and why is it relevant to our retirement savings? The numbers that we've seen here, and there's a study that's done, shows that if you saved $11.41 per week, so basically the cost of one large pizza per week, for a 25-year-old, if they did that for their entire working career up to age 67, that would, and they got a normal rate of return on that money just by investing it in the U.S. stock market, that person would accumulate more than $100,000 by the time they got to age 67. So am I telling you here, don't eat pizza ever again? No. Please enjoy your pizza. But I really would like for you just to be aware of the fact that if you can be putting away even a little bit of money, and you can be putting it away into a savings vehicle that has investment options, and you can invest in a way that's broadly diversified and get a reasonable rate of return, a 6 or 7% rate of return on that money over a 20 or 30 or 40-year period, it's amazing how compounding interest can really impact your ability to retire in a very nice fashion. So that leads us to this next question: is are you retirement ready, or are you on track to be retirement ready? And again, a lot of that is really going to be dictated by your savings rate. So, it's important that we understand your investments and how much risk you're taking on in your investments. But this is ultimately a savings game and a savings vehicle. And so as you see on the screen here, by these certain ages on the left, you really should have this multiplier factor of your salary set aside in either a 401k or a 403b or an IRA. So if I'm 30 years old and I'm making $40,000 a year, I should have $20,000 in my 401k at this point. If I'm 40 years old and I'm making $60,000 a year, I should have $120,000 in a retirement account. Now again, as we get down the line here, these numbers can get very, very scary. And a lot of times for folks that I talk to and they're in their 50s or their 60s and they don't have these numbers and they're not even close to these numbers in some cases, we got to figure out what's the most efficient way for you to save money, to deal with the here and now, as I said before, the emergency savings, paying down debt items, but also taking advantage of the tax options and the tax reduction options that are available to you. And again, the 401k and IRA world is going to be the most tax-advantaged way for you to set aside money, reduce your tax liability, and have some dollars waiting for you on the back end that you can live on. I think as we get closer and closer to retirement, if we don't maybe have as much as we need and we can't live the same lifestyle that we're living now, we've still probably got some options that we can consider where we're going to maybe downsize our house. Hopefully our mortgage is being paid off and we've got some dollars freed up because of that, or we don't have to cover as much on a monthly basis once we step into retirement. But I'd say the other thing that we've got to consider is maybe we even not just downsize, but maybe move to a lower cost of living area. And so maybe we don't need quite as much as what we're thinking if we get to the back end and we haven't saved quite as much as the factors that you see on this screen.